About a year ago, at the beginning of lockdown, I made a roughly 20-minute video demonstrating some qigong practices to benefit the lung, to improve breathing, and so on. At that time, we thought that COVID particularly affected the lung. Since then, we've learned a lot more about it. And one thing we now know is that for a proportion of people, symptoms persist for a long time after first getting ill. We call that long COVID. There's got an enormous range of symptoms, but the lung is affected often with breathlessness and chronic coughing, a whole range of other symptoms, plus, of course, anxiety, fear, nervousness, and so on. It's also become apparent that people with long COVID often get very tired, have real lack of energy, so it can be hard to do a qigong practice that involves standing for any period of time. So for that reason, I've decided to demonstrate a sitting practice, which will also strengthen and benefit the lung, improve general health, build energy, and particularly calm and relax the mind. Okay, so let's start by sitting with the feet shoulder width apart and the insides of the feet parallel to each other. We can rest our hands on the thighs or on the knees. And let's just take a moment to take our mind down to our feet and feel the connection with the floor. Okay, next let's really settle into our sitting bones, deep inside the buttocks. So we want the weight of the body centered over the sitting bones. We can practice taking the weight forward a bit, back, to the left, to the right, or round in a circle, just being aware of how the weight changes the sensation in the sitting bones until we feel really most of the weight is dead center running through those bones. And then from that foundation, we call that our root, that's the feet and the sitting bones resting into the earth, as it were. From there, we tuck the chin down slightly and lengthen through the center of the body up through the head into the sky. So we hold the root through the feet and the sitting bones, our base, our foundation, and from there we lengthen. It's not a stretch, there's no tension involved, it's just a growing upwards, a bit like a plant naturally grows towards the light. We can rest the tip of the tongue on the top palate, just behind the top teeth. Leave the teeth slightly open, the lips closed, and then we soften and relax the tongue. We can extend that relaxed feeling into the jaw. Okay, so now we want to practice, and it may involve repeated practice to really learn how to do it. We want to practice lower abdominal breathing, also called diaphragmatic breathing, because as far as the physiology is concerned, we want to take the diaphragm down as low as possible. This is the opposite of chest breathing, where we consciously breathe into the upper or middle chest or side chest. So in lower abdominal breathing, we kind of ignore the lungs, we ignore the chest, we keep all that relaxed, and we want to take the breath in through the nose and have the feeling that it goes all the way down unobstructed and fills deep inside the lower belly. So we can use our hands to help us. We can focus on the palms and direct them, almost as though they were laser beams, into deep inside the lower belly, below the navel, deep inside. So we point them towards the lower belly. We're going to breathe in through the nose, and as we breathe in, we'll let the hands expand, and that will help us feel that the breath fills the lower body like this. Breathing in and out, and in and out. Alternatively, if we prefer, we can just fold the hands and rest them over the belly, like this, making sure the shoulders are dropped and relaxed. Okay, so within reason, lower abdominal breathing should be as slow as is comfortably possible. It's really important that we don't strain, that we don't force it, we don't try and hold our breath. We just practice slowly lengthening it. It may not be easy if we're not used to it. One of the most common problems encountered at the beginning is we feel we can't get the breath all the way down. We feel it gets stuck in the upper or the middle chest. That just comes with practice and with relaxing. Once we develop and really get into low abdominal breathing, it's very, very pleasant. It has all kinds of beneficial physiological effects throughout the body, particularly putting us into a calm, centered, what's called parasympathetic mode. Okay, now let's add some simple movement to the breathing. So if we take the arms down the side of the body, feel the shoulders drop and relax, and the arms hang naturally. And now this time, as we breathe in to the lower belly, we allow the arms to float up to shoulder height. As we breathe out, they drop. Breathing in and out. This is a very smooth, rolling, flowing movement, like flowing water. Without tightness or tension. So we can practice this movement for a few minutes. And then we can add an outward expansive movement. So when we reach here, the arms are at shoulder height, we turn the palms to face each other. We feel an aliveness and a connection between the two palms. And then we simply take them away from each other, lengthening that connection to about here. Now, this is not a stretch, this is an opening, so we don't want to go any further into tension. It has to stay soft and relaxed. So the palms are still connected. The most important thing really is that the elbows are well in front of the body, and the upper back is therefore wide, spread wide, open. And we close back to there, and we turn the palms and drop the hands. So the breathing is a bit slower here, don't force it. Add extra breath if you need it. Breathing in. And out. Then we can extend the movement, so when we come up to here, we can now spread our wings. This comes from one of the bird movements in qigong. So let's just hold it here for a moment and check a couple of things. We still want to be connected down through the feet and the sitting bones. From there we can lengthen up through the body, keeping the chin slightly tucked down. The elbows are well in front of the body, so the upper back is open, and the palms are awake and connected up to the sky. And we breathe out, back to here. Breathing in. And out. Always soft, smooth, flowing, as relaxed as possible. And even though we're raising our arms, we don't want to breathe, if we can, we don't want to breathe into the upper chest. We want as far as possible to continue to take the breath deep down into the lower abdomen. Okay, and finally we're going to end with a calming, soothing movement. So let's start with the palms facing the earth. And let's become aware again of the soles of our feet and join that awareness to the palms of the hands, with the feeling that the palms of the hands are also resting on the floor. That's grounding, rooting ourselves. Okay, and as we breathe in, we lengthen that connection between the palms and the floor or the earth up to shoulder height, to here. Then we turn the arms 180 degrees, and with the palms we connect up to the sky, continue up. We gather, and then when we start breathing out, we pass the hands down, almost like a scanner passing through the body, softening, dissolving, releasing everything back down to the root, to the earth. So it's breathing in, turning, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, turning, gathering. Breathing out, soothing the brain, calming the heart, back down to our root. Breathing in, turning, still breathing in, gathering. Breathing out, calming and soothing the brain, calming and quietening the heart, back down into the earth, into the root. Let's finish by folding the hands into each other like this, taking them down over the lower abdomen, below the navel, just resting them there for a few breaths. Good. So we can practice this once or twice a day. It's through practice, through repetition, that we get effect, the best effect. Over time, it will slowly help build our energy, maybe get us ready to take more physical exercise, which may be impossible at the beginning. It will help calm the central nervous system, calm the mind, start the process of repair, nourish ourselves, and all other kinds of good effects on the body. Thank you for watching.